people. Good morning. This is Spirit Journey. I hope all is well with you guys and gals. Good morning. Today is February 4th, 2022, and it's good old Friday. That's right. Hello, Friday. Hope all you having a wonderful Friday and have a wonderful weekend. The time is now 5:51 a.m. Boy, it is foggy in the room. I have my humidifier on. That's my humidifier. It says it's about 95% humidity, and I had it on. Yeah, you can't really even see outside the window, really. Yeah, so I'm just pointing it here in my book. You can't really see my bookshelf here. Yeah, let me go this way. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's all fogged, the glass. And I was sleeping. I woke up. Let's see, maybe 40 minutes ago. Yeah, I could hardly breathe. Yeah, I had the humidifier on because the air is unbelievable. It's been very dry. Like you wake up with a dry mouth, and you always hear me telling everybody drink the water. But for whatever reason, at nighttime, you know, all is something that everything gets real dry. So I don't know what's happening. Um, yes, so I was dreaming, and then I couldn't breathe in the dream, and then I woke myself up. Yeah, my nasal passages were getting feeling stuffed and everything. Yeah, so but then I look at the humidifier, and it's at 95% humidity in here. Yeah, there's dew on the window. Yep. Yeah, I put this essential oil in the thing this morning when I got up. I said, hey, maybe I need something to try to open up the passageways. So that's what I did. So anyway, um, yeah, what I want to talk about. Well, in the description, I said about standing your ground. Yes, good morning, viewer. Good morning. Yeah, I wrote down in the description, standing your ground. And let me tell you a story. Well, those of you who saw my video yesterday, I think it was yesterday or the day before yesterday. Yeah, I talked about this dream that I had, and it was about a dream of, I felt a sense of longing and about boundaries. I'm not going to rehash the dream, but just that those were the two main issues. And it's also piggybacking piggybacking the other dream that I had the other video I did recently that I did last month about learning to say no even if it hurts. And so yeah, so all this is at play. And as the what they call the empath or the sensitive, you really do have to set boundaries. Mm, sorry, that my neck. Yeah, you have to do it daily sometimes to see the empath has, I think, this attraction. We attract people who want to always they want a favor, they want something from you. Now, as an empath, we like to feel like we're helping, but there's a point when you feel exploited. And I felt led in those two videos that I did, the one yesterday and the one about learning to say no even if it hurts, that you have to do it more than once. You have to see you'll be tested, and you may even be tested. Sorry about that. Is starting to glitch already. Yeah, let me turn the camera here so you get something to look at. Yeah. Yeah, just turn it because you really can't see anything ahead. Just give you something to focus on. Yes, it's 5:56. Oh, yes, today is going to sunrise today in New York City is 7:02 a.m. Yay! So if I am on still at that time, happy sunrise. Yes, I find it very exciting. Sunrise in the morning, and I like dawn just before the sun comes up. That in between state is fabulous. But anyway, oh, my ears are ringing. Well, my ears were just ringing a moment. But anyway, um, yeah, it presented itself to stand my ground on something. Now, I don't want to be rude with anybody, anything like that. And, that's another characteristic of the empath or the sensitive, that we care about other people's feelings more than our own. And again, you don't look for trouble, and don't be rude. But it's okay to set boundaries and to say no if you have to, or say yes if you have to. So someone needed help with something, and they wanted uh, copies, and they would say if I have a particular document, and if how clear it is, and they were like getting demanding that it has to be clear. How clear is it? And I felt a little frazzled. And I had helped this person out before, and I had given them copies in the past, about maybe 10 years ago, 11 years ago. And so I don't want to do things twice, you know what I mean? And I just started to get frazzled because how I was being spoken to, and they're demanding. They want you to do something, and they're going to be demanding about it. And I think that's what really made me set me off a little bit. And then the courage came out. Now, I mean, it's not like I was. It's like how that dream that I had yesterday about the longing and then setting boundaries. That same feeling of confidence in the dream kind of manifested yesterday. And it's not like something I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna think of this now, and no, it just um, I felt I was, being myself, and I just um, when I was feeling frustrated about was that someone's demanding something, an equality about something, and I felt that the responsibility was being put on me, and I would have to be the one that has to fulfill this other person's requirement. So it's my responsibility and not theirs, but you're getting demanding. So I said, wait a minute. I said, this reminds me of something. Just the other day, I said, recently, I was to send a document over to somebody. And so I had to like use my phone, my smartphone, take a picture, and then email it to that person. And it was a lot of pages. And then the person says, "Oh, I can't read it. It's blur. Could you make it better?" And I think I had to do this several times. So I told the person, I say, "Hey, I had to do this for someone, and I said, something? I don't want the headache. I don't want the headache. It's just a headache. If you just need one page of something, I'll do that for you. Or one or two pages, that's fine. But it's other than that, it's just going to be a headache for me." And I was honest. It's really how I felt. And I think I didn't like that the person was being demanding. How clear is it? How clear is these documents? And I feel like, I feel sometimes with gender roles. See, a lot of times with this empath, uh, that it's like the boundaries again are being violated, and that I have to be responsible for an adult who's a man who should be doing it for himself, doing it for his family. And it's like, it's not the first time I felt this way. That when it's easy, see, a lot of women do things oftentimes for men, and it's like you feel drained. You feel like, wow, unappreciated. Like you do all this, but what do you get? What do you get out of the relationship or the friendship? And it's like, when are men going to take the initiative of over their own life to do for themselves? Not that they're not doing for themselves, but sometimes that they might attach to other people. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's glitching. Yeah, so sometimes, like they might be responsible in other areas, but then they find other people who they could rely on to pick up their slack. And then you just feel kind of awkward. And that's how it's feeling. I want men and women to be responsible for themselves. It is okay to ask for help if you need help with something. But when someone starts getting selfish and getting picky about certain things, but they're asking you for their help or their assistance, that's when you draw the line. Yeah, I mostly feel like with things like getting documents, like family tree type of thing. It's usually the woman that initiates these family connections, right? And then the guys, they just kind of like, you know, they don't contribute, and but they get all the glory. So I say, I want them to start picking up the slack. If you know, interested in family trees or just getting documents that you might need. By you taking the initiative, you're teaching your family how to do it, how to take the initiative. And I don't want to always feel that I have to take the initiative or pick up the slack for something. I don't want it anymore. And so it was amazing how it worked out. Then I said, it just seems like a headache for me. I don't want to do into because I have a lot of documents, and you taking these pictures with your cell phone, and could the light could be reflecting off it the wrong way. It gets blurred. And you think it came out clear, and then they're saying, "Oh, I can't read it." And I just didn't want to go through that again, even though it was a different person. But I didn't want that to potentially happen to me. So the response of the other person was, "Forget it." And then I paused. I thought we were going to continue talking. And then they said, "Well, I got to go now." So how does that make me feel? You have people like that might want to call you, and then they just hang up. It's like they why they even bother calling if you're just going to hang up in a few seconds? This thing irritates me. And I did tell the person how it affects me. So I thought they were going to get better. And then boom, they back on again. And I just had enough. See, it's rude. It's absolutely rude. And isn't that almost narcissistic? Remember the video I did, the empath and the narcissist? And the narcissist is It's all about them. They don't care how you feel about a matter, even when you tell them what happened, how they're affecting you. They continue doing the same thing. So is that love? Is that respect? See, the empath has to learn to love themselves. And part of that ability to love is to set boundaries to protect you. You have to protect yourself. You have to respect your space, your boundary, your personal boundaries. And that dream that I had yesterday, even though the subject matter was a little different than usual than I ever dreamt before, but about boundaries. And I took the initiative to say, you're standing right behind me. His front was to my back and he's pressing against my, from behind. I said, excuse me, you're standing kind of close to me and you see I'm with this gentleman. And I said, it's very disrespectful. And I went off on him. I mean, I didn't yell, but I told him how I felt. And I think that dream was actually a blessing in disguise to set boundaries. And if you're able to do it in a dream, and I felt the emotions behind the dream, I was able to stand up and give my boundaries that something was going to give me a headache to do, right? So I'm really, I feel that it's a positive move in my life as the empath or the sensitive. We have to learn to establish a boundary. That's all I'm saying. I'm not here to say, that it's not good to help people, but if it's okay with this, how does something make you feel? That is the litmus test. How does something make you feel? Some things, at other times, maybe you feel okay about doing certain things for other people. And then other times it may not be. And when those other times when it not be, um, respect your feelings and act accordingly. There are people who get like ulcers, bad hearts, anxiety, because they feel that they have to please the world. Any of you there hearing me and understand what I'm saying about you feel that the weight of the world is on you and you have to please everybody? Isn't it a horrible feeling? And isn't it victory when you uh, are able to get your point across, you know? Yes, hello, Leon. Yes, hello, hello, hello. Yeah, so you have to understand where I'm really coming from, because it is hard for me still because that other aspect of, oh, maybe the person's feelings is hurt. So it's not like they really wanted to talk to me. They just wanted something. And then when they saw they couldn't get a particular thing, they hung up. Wow. So, life is what it is. There's something else I want to talk about in this spiritual journey that I'm having. Um, I was watching this movie. I was thinking about it again last night before I went to bed. Yeah, I was just watching videos all day. I think I did go outside yesterday. Did I go out? No, I know I stayed in yesterday. I was tired. Yeah, I was watching a movie. Um, it's an old movie. It's a 39 years old, the movie. Can't believe it. Yeah, it's a movie called Out on a Limb by Shirley MacLaine. Yes, Out on a Limb. This spiritual journey of this, she's an actress. She was very popular in the 1970s. She did the movie Turning Point. I think she was a dancer or something like that. I loved it. Yeah, she's a dancer, performer. She worked on Broadway, and I remember the movie came out on television in 1983, and it depicts about a an event that happened to her, and she's from Hollywood, and they have access to different types of people, and she was getting into spirituality, and her life. She was introduced to this man, and he lived in Peru, and he invited her to Peru. She also was in a bad relationship. She was dating a married man with children. That's a no-no. But, she was honest about it in the movie. And synchronicities happen in that relationship to really awaken her to uh, do things for her higher, better good. And synchronicities had her meet this man. And the movie is in two parts, parts one and two. Part one is really focuses on her relationship with that married man. And then she met that other person that was to really guide her to a new spiritual path. And then part two is her going to Peru, where she would find out, she would to do write books on the extraterrestrial life. And she didn't know that was what was going to happen. But the person, I guess her spiritual teacher, was slowly revealing to her the metaphysical world, the spiritual world, and he had to lead up to it because when he does tell her, she's overwhelmed and scared. And yes, spiritual awakening can happen like that. You can get frightened. I remember my paradigm shifting in 2015. It was the let's see, it was the end of 2014, and then from 2015 on, I was in a daze because it was a paradigm shift that uh, was introduced in my life, and it took a while to thaw out. Yeah, being triggered, awakened, I should say, into certain spiritual enlightenment or new information that contradicts your old system of things could really be frightening. And that's what it was for me. And yes, this is how it was for this actress, Shirley MacLaine. Yeah, the book, you can get the book on the internet. It's called Out on a Limb. And I do have the ebook, and I have other books by her. But the movie, you can get on YouTube, watch it for free. And in particular, I like part two because it's the all about Peru, her time in Peru with the fellow. And yeah, and if you're from New York, like I am, it takes place in New York. In the mainland, and so I was able to relate to that. I was a youngster, a young adult at that time when the movie came out. But yeah, I watched it over. Yeah, I watched it numerous times. The movie. It just I feel very connected with the actress. Um, Her awakening. When she did the movie Out on a Limb, we were about the same age. I first saw the movie maybe five. It could have been 5 years ago. So that I would be like 54 years old, and she was around 54 when she did that movie. So I connected with her. I have a deep, deep connection to her. And because I'm trying to go beyond my understanding, because I was raised in a very traditional, you know, world that the only thing that's real is what you see. But as I shared with you guys on my channel, Spirit Journey, I shared with you guys about the orbs. There are orbs out there. Orbs are light beings. And I captured it on video. And that's, I uploaded one on this channel, but I devoted a channel specifically on orbs. And I entitled that YouTube channel Orb Whisperer. Orb Whisperer. So you could just go on that channel and see the wonderful world of orbs. Yeah. So yeah, so I believe that if you can get proof on a particular thing, get it. I didn't want people to think I was crazy. Yeah, people think you're crazy. I saw it with my naked eye, the orbs. Yeah, see, someone just left, the viewer, when I talked about orbs. See, some things could get too intense for people, even some of my viewers. Yeah, so it's all good. When the student is ready, the teacher appears, right? So yeah, there is a real invisible world out there, and you could see it. And I had enough insight to get that. See that little camera that's on top of that thing, that round thing? That is a camera. It's a security camera, and it could record in darkness. And it's that device that records the orbs. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. It can record orbs. And it's just not just me, anybody can do it. That little camera costs only about 20 bucks. Only 20 bucks. And you can buy it, plug it in, set it up to the router in your home, and it records. It goes on the what you call the cloud. And you could investigate the orb world yourself. It's amazing. It is amazing. And so I just felt very connected with that actress. And I'm fascinated with Peru. You know, I just felt like I watched the movie many times. I think over 10 times in my time being introduced to the movie. And what's that? Yeah, so like yesterday, I was thinking about Peru. I was thinking about places. Yeah, I think I would like to move eventually. Yes, I live in New York City. I love Manhattan. But things right now in New York City is really going down the tubes. I was advised, someone gave me a reading, and they said March of next year, the move. And I told the person, because you have to validate people when they get it on their head. I said, wow, that's very interesting that you said March of next year, because that's when my lease expires. So it's all the end of that month, the end of March is my end of my lease, and then, April 1st is the new cycle. So I said, very interesting. So I've shared my interest in moving. I shared also that I had gotten um, physically attacked the day before Thanksgiving, and there were other matters that happened to me. And I said, enough is enough. When you don't feel safe in your community, or the lack of community. Yes, I've been in New York City now for 20 years, and it didn't get better in 20 years. Some things got better, but socially it got worse, especially with this pandemic. So, how many more years am I going to give it? And so I'm really reevaluating my life again. And so I've been exploring possible places where I can go to. And one thing in particular, like I did share in a video, the possibilities of moving to Madeira. Madeira is an island um, off the coast of Africa that is a part of Portugal. I do have connections on that island. My great grandfather, uh, if he wasn't physically born there, he was a Portuguese man. Um, he at least lived there, and he would tell people the sunsets the prettiest in Madeira. That's how I learned about Madeira, by oral history of things that he allegedly said. And I saw pictures of Madeira. It's absolutely beautiful. It's for hikers. If you're a real sporty person, you like hiking, that's the island for you. It's extremely beautiful. They love plants there. People from Portugal, Madeira, they love their flowers. They have a flower parade there. Yes, it's beautiful. But they use the euro, and the euro is strong, and the dollar is weak. So even though, well, I was asking people, like, even though it's a part of Portugal, Madeira, um, and it's on an island, how affordable is it? So I did write to one of the YouTubers about, the black community. Is there a black community on Madeira? And, other particulars about it. Um, and I'm thinking, will it be economical? See, they use the euro. I mean, people say the Portugal itself, that's on mainland Europe, supposed to be very economical. But what they really do, but what is often overlooked is the conversion. When you convert your US dollars into euros, you are losing money. Okay, so that's with that. And then on top of it, when you have to buy something, you know, um, you might have to pay another, something else. And so that's a concern. And see, I'm 59 years old. Yes, say how old I am. Yeah, see, a lot of women are encouraged to lie about their age. And I'm at a point in my life, why lie? Yeah, women. I've asked a friend. I said, hey, I had met someone in my past, and they had adult children, they were close to my age. I said, oh wow, how old are you? Oh, I don't give my age. Oh, I'm sorry. She says, oh, I don't give the age of my children. Then you're going to try to calculate how old I am. Oh, come on, ladies. If we're girlfriend, we're friends. And women going to act stupid like that. See, women are taught that in this type of society, that their value is based on their age being like your reproduction age. So you're in your 20s, you're in your 20s and 30s. Well, really, in your 20s. It's about reproduction. And so if you're past that, then you're useless. Oh, I better not say because I won't be considered desirable. Oh, come on. How many times women have to color their hair, women have to put the Botox and all this stuff to please somebody that maybe really doesn't value you? Is that man as interested in how his appearance look? Ask yourself, does he have a big tummy? Does he have jowls? Is he getting gray hair? You know what I'm saying? It takes two to tango. There's some people who die young. Look at that girl, 30 years old, and she's feeling old, the Miss USA. And she committed suicide, and she was a vibrant, healthy woman, as far as we knew. Very pretty. And something um, deceived her to want to commit suicide. It's a valuable spirit like hers. She didn't even hit her peak. She just got she just won it 2 years ago, the Miss USA in 2019. It just turned 2022. Come on. It was too much. The demands on her. We gotta look this way. We gotta look that way. Oh, I better not say that I'm 30. I'm over the hill, right? I remember when I turned 30, and uh, they made me feel uncomfortable in this situation. And I look young for my age. See that? It's a number. Age is a number. And it make you feel you could be as young genetically, healthy and vibrant, but because on paper you're a particular age and you just want to um, devalue yourself. So you're getting deceived. You are being deceived. That woman was deceived and lied to about her value. She let society dictate about everything. And she got fed up and she wanted out. My heart goes out to people like her. I see women with these guys doing things, and it's ridiculous. What about Kanye West? Kanye West's mom, remember that? She was getting her body redone, and she died during the process, right? Because you're basing your value on your physical appearance and your hair, your gray hair. And I talked about this the other day. That how often do you see on YouTube or anything on the internet with a woman with natural gray hair or starting to get gray hair, You don't see it. And one time when I looked at myself, I said, "Oh shoot, I got gray hair." And I felt funny. Gray hair is not a disease. You are not a disease. Why do they make you feel that you got a disease? Did you know that these hair dyes can be carcinogenic? I had briefly went to cosmetology school, and my instructor warned me. See, one of the people there wanted their hair colored. It was a student. Yeah, the students also work on other students there. And my teacher told me, be careful because, some of the hair dyes, you have to ask the person, if they have any heart problems or taking heart medicine because the hair dyes, it's the black one, the black hair dye, the permanent hair color, that causes your blood pressure to rise. So she warned me. That's my instructor. Okay. How many women know that? How many women think, oh, that it's just by accident something happened to them? It's products. They want you dependent on these products to cover your age. Because if you look, I mean, even women, I had a neighbor, and I went to visit family, and she sees me, and she said, "Hey, what you doing with gray hair?" She said it jokingly. But I just didn't feel a need to, like, if you're not always looking in the mirror, you don't really, you're not paying attention, but other people see it. But I want to learn to embrace it. Learn to embrace the you. And yes, you will get people that gonna, you know, tease you or poke you about certain things, but just, say to yourself, that's okay. Be a healthy gray-haired lady. It's okay. So anyway, I know I'm getting kind of off the subject here. Um, oh yes, and sunrise today would be at 7:02 a.m. Yay! So I don't know how long I'll be on this live stream, but just in case. So let's see, in 30 minutes it'll be sunrise. Oh, I love it. Yeah. So anyway, with Peru, you know, so the converting U.S. dollars into the euro, you'll be losing money. And if I'm retiring, as I said, I'm 59 years old. I turned 59 this past December. And when you're getting up there, when you're retiring or you're on a fixed income, you need to conserve money, people. And some of these videos, it has people, eating out almost every day. It costs money. Some people said that it costs cheaper at times to just eat at a restaurant than buying your food, but you got to be careful, you know, um, doing all these things. Um, you don't, when you're on a limited income, be careful how you spend your money, especially when you have to convert your money from US dollars to euros. You forgot that aspect. So you have less money to spend. Okay. So with that knowledge, I started thinking, hey, is that place the best place for me, price wise? I don't want to feel economically challenged. I know what that is like to um, be economically challenged or strapped for cash. I told you guys in the past that I used to live in Hawaii, the island of Maui. Yeah, beautiful island. Yes, it's as beautiful as it looks, but it's a lot of poverty there, a lot of drug addicts there. Yeah. And I said to myself, I had to be honest. I said, do I really like it here, or I just want people to think I like it there because it's Hawaii? Then I said to myself, I don't like it here. The economics does it. And there were other matters. There was a death in the family. Really, a friend of the um, related to me by them marrying a relative of mine. You know, but I consider them family. And when she passed away, I was devastated, and I was depressed. And so I said, let me go back home. I said, economically, it's not working out for me. I was tired. And so it's okay to admit to yourself that you're tired. You say enough is enough. So I came back to New York. And yes, I still had to go through the fire here in New York. It was from bad to worse. I thought it initially was going to be well, but that snake rose its head. Yes. So maybe that also was a growing process as well. Um, Yeah, I embrace it because it got me to where I am today. Yeah, if I didn't leave Hawaii, I wouldn't be in this place. I wouldn't have what I do have now. So sometimes you still have to go through another fire to get through the other side. And again, it's introduced me to other things that brought about my paradigm shift. And so it was worth it. So now, okay, I'm 59 years old, and things are, with the pandemic, and I'm reevaluating my life. And I'm asking myself, do I really need this? Just like what I asked myself in Hawaii. Do I really like it here? Now, I'm born and raised here in New York City. I love Manhattan where I live. I love New York City. But it's going through growing pains, serious growing pains, and the politics is really, it's a very corrupt city. And I really am interested in pursuing a more spiritual life, whatever that means. Um, I don't want to be so connected to the physical, sorry about that. Come on. Okay, it's going on. See, it was glitching again. My apologies. Yeah, so I am a little scared because is it the right thing to do? Um, I want whatever I do at this point in my life that it to assist me. That you don't want to, especially you being 59 years old, you don't want to, you don't want to stress yourself. Moving could be very stressful. And in my 20s and 30s, I moved around a lot. It's very stressful and it costs money to move. And so this place here has been very good to me, this building and everything. Um, so I don't know. And again, this is the US dollar. And so if I do move from here, that I need to go to a place where economically and the conversion is in my favor. Yeah. So I wish a lot of those YouTubers that, talk about places that you utilize the euro. There is a conversion table, I mean, conversion of that money, and it's not in our favor. So, my thinking about that movie with Shirley MacLaine out on a limb, I said, hey, that's the movie that they talk about Peru and her spiritual journey. So I started watching it last night, and I finished watching it this morning. Yeah, I love the film. Watch it, people. If you just want to be entertained, yes, an old picture. It came out in 1983. But go and watch it. You might enjoy it if you're also on your spiritual journey yourself and want to expand. Hey, this one is like a taste of what someone went through. So she went to Peru, and they said in Peru that it's the UFO capital of the world. They said that country has a lot of uh, anomalies, of that nature. And I'm just fascinated. It has different um, different environmental zones. They have a tropical region, they have the Andes region, and then they have a coastal region. Yeah. So I was thinking, I said, So I checked about our money is strong there. And, the capital is Lima. Oops. Okay, so I have to, the batteries are getting low. I have 10% now on the battery. Yeah, something just prompted that the battery's getting low. Yeah. So I'm thinking, the conversion rate is very good, and the power of the U.S. dollar there, you can get. If you go to the capital, it's a little bit more money in the, always like the capital where most people live. It's more money to live there. But still, they said like you could get a really nice, fancy place, good price, or you can live in other areas and pay less. I um, I want to get something that's very economical, um, but I want I want to feel comfortable though. I want, cause see, I have my little doggies. Let me show my little dogs. That's little Lilac, Lavender, and Lily. Yeah, she's just moving about. Yeah. So yes, yeah. So I want something, a place that would be dog friendly. Because these babies would be coming with me. Um, so if anybody knows any place in Peru um, that is dog friendly, or know any expat communities there, if you could let me know, in the chat or in the comment section when this video um, um, uploads, let me know. Yeah. So it's something that I'm thinking about. So that's why I was watching the film, yes, this morning and yesterday to think about, hey, let me investigate more about Peru. Yeah. I mean, they do have blacks there in Peru, in around Lima. Yeah, Lima, the capital, used to be called the Black City. It used to be 30% black. Yeah, they had slaves that were brought there to Peru. Oh, yes. And yes, they do mock black people on television there. Sad, but it's typical. Um, but some things you can't avoid. You could go to Europe and hear racism, you know. Um, but they said that they're friendly to foreigners. That there's a lot of Indians, indigenous people that live there. And so I would be more interested in living where they live, up on the mountains possibly. That's what I'm thinking. Because Lima, the city, the capital, they said it's about 10 million people. That's a big city. I think that's bigger than New York City. Yeah, it's a big, populated area. But I would see myself living maybe a little bit away if I do something like this. Yeah. So I'll check it out. Yeah, I did look on about the visa. It's supposed to be pretty straightforward. The amount of money. Yeah, the um, relatively inexpensive to even buy. You have to, the application fee for the visa is pretty economical. Yeah, very economical. But I don't know. I mean, here in New York City, you have many people from the Spanish-speaking world here, and part of me wants some. I don't want to feel like I'm living at home. I really want. If I'm going to move, I want something with a different flavor. You know, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, but I have to be realistic. If I move to a country that has the euro, you'll be losing money. And Spirit Journey doesn't believe in losing money. It's like paying twice. Yeah, and if you're on a limited income, uh, it could be problematic. So maybe, maybe maybe Latin America might be my best bet. And Africa, I mean, I don't know. I was looking to some places in Africa. But a lot of places that really aren't dog friendly, pet friendly. What do you call it? Muslim, what do you call it? Muslim countries like in North Africa and parts of West Africa, dogs are considered unclean. It's not in their culture to have dogs as pets. Because I was contemplating North Africa. So when I saw that, so poo. Yeah. So that's why things more of a European influence, such as the Americas. The Americas was taken over by Europeans, and that's why you have English being spoken, Spanish, Portuguese, French, and all that. So it might be better culturally places in the Americas here. We'll see. And again, I don't know. I'm just exploring this. Exploring possibilities for me. Yeah. and setting boundaries. I want to live in a place where my boundaries would be respected. As a woman, a lot of places do not like single women. I would be going as a single woman. And in some societies, if you're single and you don't have children, you're considered uh, odd. Uh-oh, sorry. I think the battery's going low. Yeah. So, I think my battery's going low. It's getting really dark, the film here. I mean, the screen. I think the batteries are really getting low really fast. So let me go then. I thank you all for listening and enjoying this live stream. Yeah, you can share your comments below. Those of you who want to support my channel, you can PayPal me. The link is on the top right of the banner of my channel, Spirit Journey, that you're watching right now. Just click on the link and follow the prompts. Any amount would be greatly appreciated. I thank you, I thank you, I thank you. Peace, love, joy, and power to you. Enjoy your weekend. Bye bye.